So I walked us through a meditation to notice what's taking place. That noticing is allowance, giving permission. That allowance gives a permission for everything to be as it is so things can settle and quiet down. So that's a practice you can do in order for what's true and real to be able to have a chance to emerge free with energy and capacity that's not overwhelmed by what's denied and unmet inside. So you need that space. You need a little space. That space knows. And it says, I want to go home. I want to be home. It doesn't want to live in confusion and separation. That's really disorganizing to our whole system. It's unnatural. Basically, I call it being out of sync. It's because you're out of sync with light, with nature, out of sync within yourself. And then we're a bunch of out of syncness with one another. So, so you have to see if you're holding back. Okay. You learn over time how to help the nervous system stabilize and become more um, calmed and neutral so it's not kicking up a bunch of pain body. You can do that in many ways. You can go to body work and so on, but also do a type of meditation that I mentioned. I have a bunch of those meditations on my YouTube station if you're interested to help you. And then you want to touch in on what you really want with your heart, with the visceral sense, okay? And remember that what you're wanting wants you too. You're loved. All life wants us to be in balance, in self-remembrance, because that serves life. So what you seek seeks you, right? And it's not some kind of huge mystery. It's just natural. It's mysterious in that it doesn't make sense to the mind, which is good, but it's not complicated. And you look at nature and you look at, as an example, and the animals and the plants and all that, and you see that they're not confused. They may be experiencing hardship, but they're not confused. And this is not going to make all hardship go away for your life, but it will help a lot if you're not confused anymore. So then you look at what's holding you back, maybe from um, giving yourself over to truth, to this wanting, this heart's desire. Are you holding back? And really examine that. What am I holding back? Why am I holding back? What is there fear? Is there a lack of self-love? Feels like I don't deserve it. So we may be pursuing truth and at the same time holding back. It's very common. We might be distracting ourselves endlessly, even though we say we want to remember our true nature. And what does it take? It takes attention. It takes attention on that which is already whole, that space inside that is open and curious. It takes attention on presence through meditations and the right kind of meditations and focus, which I've spoken a lot about in my work for those who know me. Where to place your attention. It's very important. And and it's not on what's wrong inside, feels wrong. Feels wrong. It's not wrong, but what is hungry for attention inside, that's not where you're going to find your liberation. That needs to be met in order for it to be in stasis and to be healthy internally enough, healthy enough, so that there is the capacity to place attention on what is open and free in the midst of it all. And then that dance of how much you're giving yourself over to it once you have the capacity to know how to feel into presence, to know presence. If you already have that capacity here and there, meditations, whatever, you have that capacity, you have an open door, then it's completely up to you how often you go through that door and open it, expand it, grow it, have it live, be living more and more as that presence. Then that's really your intention into action, your sincerity into action, your yes. And no one can make you do that part. One can inspire and support and create environments, supportive environments to return home in those moments. But in general, during the day, that's up to you. So that's something to examine, okay? You have to want to give it to yourself. And some people don't have a choice. Like I didn't really have a choice. It seems like one has a choice. But at some point, the hunger gets so big for truth, so ravenous, that there's no choice, there's no chooser anymore. It's just a fire.